Nothing ever happens. It's a law of the land. Law of the universe, really. Kind of like the laws of physics. Every single time you think something's about to happen, it invariably does not. An ex-president, now presidential candidate getting assassinated? No. Israel's gonna get wiped off the map? No, it isn't. A major country is gonna get invaded and there's gonna be a massive war? No, there will not. But wait a minute, you might be thinking to yourself, didn't Ukraine get invaded by Russia just a few years ago? Surely that counts as something happening. Well, yes and no. Yes, a country did get invaded, you know. Hundreds of thousands of people are now dead or they've had their lives destroyed. We've officially entered into a new age of horror and drone techno bullshit warfare, cyberpunk shit. That technically did happen, but it didn't happen to me. So did it really? The answer is no. My life is exactly the same as it was 3 or 4 years ago, whenever that started. The only difference being that now I'm 22 and the cost of food is doubled. The day you can get me to admit that something happened is the day I see Russian soldiers walking down downtown Toronto, or perhaps more likely American troops. But it's like I said, that's not going to happen because nothing ever does. Speaking of the potential American empire that everyone's so worried about, I got good news for you, or bad depending on your perspective. It's not going to happen because of the rule. Nothing ever does. Personally, I kind of wish it would. Greenland's been talking way too much shit for way too long and getting away with it. It's time that somebody taught him a lesson. Give him what's for, you know? Fucking give him what's for. Those green fucks. Those disgusting green fucks. Those freaks. Danish with their ridiculous gay little accents have been getting way too big for their britches as of late. They need to be punished for what they did. Don't even act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know. They know. They know what they did. When I was a kid, I used to daydream about becoming the Prime Minister of Canada and invading the shit out of Greenland, right? Taking it for us. In the name of Her Majesty's the Queen, okay? Or King now, I guess. I wanted Canada to be the biggest country by landmass, and I figured that getting Greenland would probably do the trick. It would be step 1 in reuniting the empire and restoring it to its former glory. Step 2 would be deporting all the minorities. If it ain't what, it ain't right, you know what I'm saying? But that hasn't happened yet, and do you want to know why that is? It's because nothing ever does. Nothing ever happens. Nobody does shit. Oh, that's so awful, you might be thinking to yourself. You can't just conquer other people's territory. How would you feel if America actually ends up turning Canada into the 51st state? I don't know, and I'll never have to find out because it's not going to happen. I will say, though, there's a good chance he takes Panama back, which would be really funny. But even if he does, will it actually truly have happened? Because it's not going to affect my life. And if I don't realize it happened, it probably didn't. I've been thinking a lot about death lately, and the cultural zeitgeist is always trying to tell me that it comes for everyone, that it's unavoidable, that eventually one day you just fucking die and there's nothing you can do about it. But it hasn't happened to me yet, so I've really got no reason to expect it will. Besides, you expect me to believe that one day I'm walking around, eating at Denny's, wearing a hat, doing whatever the fuck I want to do, and then all of a sudden it's just blank, you know? You're dead and that's it, that's a wrap. Maybe you're in heaven, maybe you're in hell. That seems like a bunch of nonsense to me. What do you think I am, stupid? You think I'm gonna believe that shit? I don't think so, Buster. Buster Brownskin. I don't think so, Buster Brownskin. It's just a psyop to demoralize and terrify the population. It's not gonna happen. You know, if there's one thing on this earth that embodies the spirit of this little chud and the phrase nothing ever happens, it's the show Ice Road Truckers. Now, if you haven't seen the show Ice Road Truckers, I'll explain to you what it's about. These guys drive trucks on icy roads. That's basically it. But it's supposed to be interesting because the roads are allegedly dangerous, okay? You don't know what this phrase means until you spent 6 hours watching an Ice Road Truckers marathon with your grandfather on a Sunday because he had the TV and there's nothing else to do. It's old people's version of edging. They're edging themselves. Every single commercial break, they leave you on a cliffhanger, trying to get you to expect that something horrible is going to happen. You know, the truck's going to fall over. They're going to die. It's going to crash. Bad shit's going to go down. But this is the Discovery Channel, so of course it never does. The show is like racing. The only reason anybody watches it is because they expect something horrible to happen. It sucks, you know? It's dog shit. It's boring. Literally nothing ever happens. You want to see someone die on Ice Road Truckers, you're going to be watching it a long time. Doesn't happen. I will say though, there's another show called deadliest catch in which something did actually happen. And that was pretty tragic. Oh, what about climate change, you know? They've been saying the Earth's gonna end, it's cooling, or it's getting hot, or whatever the hell. We're all gonna be dead soon because of climate change. They've been saying that shit for the past 70 years. We got 5 more years left before everything goes to shit, since the 1960s. I went to school with people, okay? Gifted kids, mind you, the smart ones, who genuinely believed that global warming was gonna get everyone killed in 10 to 12 years. They're fucking retarded. Right? These people are stupid. Or maybe they just didn't know about the rule. AI is going to change the world, you know? It's going to become sentient and conquer humanity like Skynet. Maybe usher in a utopia where humans don't have to work anymore and we can all jerk each other off and make art. No, it's not. What it will do, though, is expedite the process of shipping jobs over to India, lowering your quality of life. Nobody likes anything that AI has ever done. It's all dog shit. Every aspect of it. Actually, I take that back. The racist Disney posters were funny. The Pixar shit. That was good. Everything else, dog shit, right? You're not going to get Cortana from Halo. You're going to get Cortana from Microsoft, and it's going to suck. It already does. In a few years' time, AI is going to have fizzled out of relevance. The only people talking about it will be math and computer nerds. Maybe your cell phone will get a little faster, and the government will get better at stealing your data. That's it. But realistically, that probably won't even happen because of the law. Nothing ever does. George R.R. Martin's gonna finish his books? Nope. The Berlin Wall's gonna come down? Not in a million years. A meteor's gonna hit Earth. It's gonna kill everyone. Quick, somebody call NASA so they can do science and save us. All the smart NASA scientists are dead. Okay? No, God did not put us on Earth just so we can get smashed into a billion pieces by a massive space rock. Okay? It's not gonna happen. Speaking of God, they've been saying he's coming back, okay? The end times. They've been saying that the end is near for 2,000 fucking years. And I'm starting to think that the word near is highly subjective. If God is eternal, then near could mean 40,000 years from now. I'm just saying. I'm not complaining. I mean, I want to see how far we can push this humanity bullshit. You know, see how fucked up the future is going to be. It'll be pretty neat. But the edging constantly, okay? The clickbait. It's getting pretty old. What about aliens? I'm just like Fox Mulder, you know? X-Files. I want to believe. I really do. But unfortunately, they just, there's nothing. It would be awesome, okay? Magnificent if there was a race of subhuman fucking creatures that we could just obliterate, all right? Wage a war against. I would love to kill them. I would love to kill all of them. But they just never show up. A dot on the screen here, a blurry video there, a scientist who claims he saw shit in the 1980s and the government's been trying to ruin his life ever since, but his last name is fucking Laser, so it's obviously a psyop. And nothing would make me more happy for there to be a race of blue, furry, zoophile fucks rusted died, but they just never show up. It's just the Air Force running cover for weird plane technology bullshit. Oh, here's a fun thought. Maybe one day we'll get a Western world leader who doesn't want to completely genocide his own country's population by importing 1.5 billion fucking Indians. But no, that could never happen because they need cheap labor to pay back the debt with the fake money they took out 150 years ago or some shit. That's how you'll really be able to tell when the end times are coming close. It'll just be Indians and mulattoes everywhere. Everything just some sick, disgusting, third world bastardized copy of what used to be beautiful, you know? Maybe one of these days my puppet will stop saying the N-word.
I hate niggers. If it's one thing that I don't like, it's niggers. Just can't stand them. They steal shit, smell bad, do all sorts of horrible things. And they're black. They're black, these niggers are.
I doubt it. Maybe one day the incessant, gnawing urge I have to strangle pretty girls to death will finally leave me alone. By the way, if you're coming across this because I sent you my Tinder pickup video, I'm kidding. I would never hurt you. I would never lay hands on you. You're safe with me. You're safe with me. Just so long as you don't make me slightly angry. Let's go on a date. Guess what I'm trying to say is that people constantly freak the fuck out for no reason whatsoever. You think you're gonna lose your job? You're probably not. Worried about a natural disaster? It's not gonna happen. You think the politician that your countrymen allegedly elect is gonna make any positive change whatsoever? No. Take a tax hike instead. A new technology is gonna come along and change the world for the better. It'll make everything worse. But despite all this, I'm very optimistic because while it is true that nothing ever happens, eventually something does. You meet the girl of your dreams in a bookstore and she smiles at you and you're filled with some sort of supernatural sense of confidence and charisma, so you talk to her, changing the course of your life. That thing you've been working on for years on end without seeing any success whatsoever. finally strikes a chord and you hit it big. Pakistan and India nuke each other out of existence, somehow taking Israel along with them in the crossfire, right? Ushering in a 1,000-year-long golden period of humanity. Anything is possible when you keep an open mind. You know? It's a bit like going broke. Happens very slowly at first, so slowly that you could even say it's not even happening. And then it happens all at once, very fast. But until that day comes, just remember the rule, okay? The unshakable law of the universe. Nothing ever happens